Hi, today I'd like to talk to you about 8 natural cures for jock itch. Nah, just kidding. Hey, this is Fortress Feud 201 Advanced Tactics. First of all, I want to congratulate everybody for an awesome job last Fortress Feud. Um, we absolutely dominated, and there's no two ways about it. It was awesome, and so you guys did great. But there are some things that I saw that I thought could be improved or explained so that I can deepen your understanding of how to dominate this this game mode even further. So let me go over a few things with you. This is going to be a pretty short one. So here we go. First rule is don't leave early. I thought I'd repeat that because it's so important. Last time everybody seemed to follow that rule, which is awesome, which probably has a lot to do with why we won. Second rule was don't leave early, but I added a different third rule, okay? Different third rule is don't send spam troops into enemy-held territory or contested territory, okay? So basically, the only time you send spam troops into a spot is when we control the spot. When the color shield on the spot matches our color, then you can go ahead and send your spam in there. But I saw some people sending spam into enemy-held territory, which is actually doing the exact opposite of what we wanted. It's basically using our tactic for winning for the other team. So it's a really bad thing to do. So don't do that, and don't put it into a contested spot. Because if you put it into a contested spot where we're trying to take over another person's spot, basically you've taken our best teams and you've put them back in line and you've tied them up. So do not, I repeat, do not send spam troops into any other spot other than the ones that we have control of. Okay? All right. Next one, fourth rule. Don't expand the territory beyond our 5 points of defense. Okay? We always want to have 5 points of defense and 5 points only. Okay? Now here's why. I'm going to explain it to you. Because last time it was super cool that we totally dominated and we took over a lot of the board, but we also left ourselves at risk of losing. See, if you follow the plan, we can't lose. It's a mathematical certainty, and I'm going to explain it to you. So here was the original plan, and those 5 spaces, when you control those 5 spaces and the territory within that, you have a dominant position on the board, and it's almost impossible to lose. Okay? Now, here's what happened. The reality is we expanded territory. This is how it finished, but at one point in time, we actually had, you can see here, right here, there's 6 points of defense. I saw we peaked out at 8 different spots that we had to defend. So let me show you the math and why it's dangerous to expand beyond the current plan. And I'm also going to explain to you, if you do want to expand, how to expand without increasing the risk of us losing, okay? So here's the math. Now this whole strategy was devised on math, believe it or not. I started doing the math and I was like, oh, there's a mathematical way to win this every single time. So here's the math. 50 people, if you have 50 people participating, that's 150 total teams. Okay, and if you have 150 teams defending 5 spots, that's 30 teams per spot. Now, if you expand to 8 spots, you now have 150 teams defending 8 spots instead of 5 spots. That brings the total per spot of 18 and change teams down per spot. So 18 teams per spot when you have 8 places to defend, and and if you have 5 spots to defend, it's 30 per spot. That's a 38% decrease in our strength. Now here's how it is in actual time. It takes about 10 seconds per team. Okay, so a spam troop can tie up about 10 seconds. It's between 8 and 11 seconds in reality, but let's just call it 10 seconds for easy math. At 10 seconds per team, and you have 30 teams, that's 5 minutes. It's going to take the opposing team 5 minutes to burn through those 80 teams. Now, in the course of that 5 minutes, it's going to be pretty easy to solidify that with backup troops. So it gives us plenty of time to push our spam troops into those spots to reinforce them, so we're not going to run out of time. Basically, it's impossible to lose. Okay? But if you bring it to 8 spots we're defending, not only is it harder to coordinate because you're having to look at more of the map, but also if you look at 10 seconds per team at 18 spots, you bring that time down to 3 minutes. So with 18 in a spot, you have 3 minutes to reinforce. The opposing team can burn through it in 3 minutes. And again, you have multiple positions. It's much more complicated to defend. So that's the math. Okay, it's absolutely, if we have control of the board, it's absolutely impossible to lose if we're only defending 5 spots. Now let me show you how you can expand the territory and still keep us at 5 spots. So if you want to expand, here's how to do it. So these orange boxes, you can see here, these orange boxes are places we could have expanded to and still maintained a 5-spot radius. See, we could have gone up top and gone over one. So what you want to do is you want to look at, if I expand, do I increase the number of places I have to defend from? Okay, so if we would have gone up on the top and gone over, we'd have been fine. That wouldn't have increased the amount of places we had to defend. You can see there's a few different places, there's a couple different places you can expand. Namely, on the top row and on the side row. Now it's critical that you don't do this right away, and the reason why is because the whole strategy here is based on a trap. Now this green team you see over here on the upper left, this green team, we trapped them. We trapped them in 2 places. And these 2 clashing swords, I counted, they had over 100 troops, the green team did, trapped in those 2 places. So if you expand too quickly and try to go at them, then what you've done is you've kind of wrecked our trap. We really set a trap for them and we tie up their troops, if that makes sense. So we had over 100 of the green team trapped in spots where we were defending, and they had all their teams stuck there. And it killed them. They got crushed the entire game. So we want to, basically, we're baiting that trap in the beginning by doing what we're doing and then following a specific strategy. But if you really want to expand, make sure that when you expand, we still only have 5 spots that we're defending. Okay? All right, let's keep moving. The next thing I want to tell you is how to determine where to send your spam troops. Now, the closer the base is to our home base, the faster the travel time for our spam troops to get there. So on the space that's right by our home base, the home base is in the upper right-hand corner, that space that's directly to the left, it doesn't take long at all to reinforce that spot. So we don't need 40 teams there. One of the things I noticed is we had like 40 teams defending these top line spots. And then these middle spots, we only had 10 or 15 at a time. We actually want to flip-flop that. The hardest ones to defend are the furthest ones away. And that's because the spam troops have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces to make it to the furthest spot that they're defending. That takes time. So if you think back to the example, 30 troops is 5 minutes. If you're going to have 30 troops, you want to have 30 troops on the spots that are far away, and maybe 10 or 15 in the spots that are close. Okay, 15 is probably a better number. Okay, and if we do that, then again, it's really hard for somebody it's impossible actually for them to take over the spot. And I'm okay if that spot is the very furthest spot that we defend. In this example, it's the one to the left of center. I'm okay if we have 40 in that one. Like that would be the one that we'd want to have a few too many. Again, because it takes longer to get there. Okay? So hopefully this helped. I think that's it. Yeah, more spam troops equals further away. Let me make sure I don't have any more slides. Okay, yeah, that's it. So anyway, I hope you got the idea. Great job, and look forward to the next time around. We got a couple of new wrinkles that we're going to implement into the strategy to make the first 60 seconds even better. All right? Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.